Hi, and welcome to the AP scenarios. I took this from a guy named Andrew Sharos, and he led a AP Bridge program workshop. And basically, he uses these scenarios to help his students transition from being in a regular class, a non-AP class into an AP class. So these are some AP scenarios, some things that happen specifically, or more commonly, I should say, to AP classes or students in AP classes. But with my students in particular too, we have to look at it as not only is it AP that's new, but also now you're new to the high school. So I'm going to read these scenarios, and in the website below, you'll see that there are different other videos, and each scenario is tackled individually. But for now, I'm just going to read them, just give a little bit of info on each one, and how you're going to basically be using these and looking at these so that you can kind of digest it yourself first before you get into hearing my explanation about it. So the way that I'd like you to look at these scenarios is I'd like you to go through each of these and ask yourself, what if this happened to me? Because I'm sure at some point one or a couple of these may happen to you, obviously not exactly as they're written, but some form of them may happen to you, or the problem that arises in these might arise with you as well. And so it's really important that you kind of come into this knowing what your plan is going to be. And if you look at the top of this document here, there's 3 bullet points, and these are the things I'd like you to think about for each one of these scenarios. So what questions are you going to ask yourself, and to self-assess how you got here. So ask yourself, how did I get in this situation to begin with? Is this something that I set myself up for? Did it just land in my lap? You need to understand how it is that you got in this situation to begin with. What are the first steps you should take to make the situation better? So what do you think you should be doing to fixing this? Because you can't just, a lot of these things are not things that you can just live with. So you need to ask yourself, how am I going to fix this, and what steps should I take? And then finally, how are you going to involve the teacher in making the situation better? I think a lot of times students don't always involve the teacher because they're afraid, or they don't trust the teacher, or they don't like the teacher, or I think mostly it's just they don't want to bother the teacher. They don't know how to ask. So it's really important that you understand that I am here. If I'm your teacher, I'm here for you, to help you and support you. So if you need help, sometimes I don't know just by looking at you. So you need to reach out to me and ask if there's anything I can do to help your situation. And a lot of teachers are like that too, especially other AP teachers. They understand the struggle. So make sure that you are asking your specific teacher what it is that, if they can help you in any way. So I'm going to read through each of these scenarios, maybe just give you a little bit. I'm not going to go into each of them just because that's what each of the individual videos are for. And we're not going to talk about how you're going to fix them. I'm just going to kind of read them to you. So if you just want to space out and listen, that's fine. So the first scenario is this. I'm an AP student who received a 43% on my first unit exam. I have never failed a test this badly before. The test was 2 periods long, 1 day for multiple choice and 1 day for free response, and it had questions from old units on it. This is a unique situation for me, and I am uncomfortable with this result. So the gist of this one is I am getting bad grades, or I got a really bad grade. Maybe you're used to getting hundreds all the time. So what are you going to do if this happens, or when this happens? Second scenario, I just sat through 42 minutes of AP class. I do not have any idea what the teacher is talking about. Everyone around me seems to get it, and I feel intimidated by the class. I don't even know enough to ask a question without sounding dumb. So again, this one about not understanding what's going on, and then not even feeling like you can understand enough to ask a question. So what do you do in that situation? Number 3, I'm new to high school and in all AP or honors classes this year. I'm working hard to prove myself in freshman cheerleading / freshman football. There's a big game against Kingsway this weekend. I have 2 tests on Tuesday after we get back and an English project due the same week. I just don't know how I'm going to get all of this done. I'm also wondering who I'm going to homecoming dance with. So this one's real, right? Like, you got things going on. I'm sure you've already felt this in a way. You got so much going on and you have AP. So how are you going to balance everything? How are you going to manage everything? Number 4, I've procrastinated all year. I don't even know where to begin. I do not want to go in and talk to my teacher because I am embarrassed. I think my teacher hates me. I am wondering if this AP stuff is even worth it since I have not taken advantage of this opportunity. So basically you're kind of wasting your class periods. You're not paying attention. You're procrastinating and you feel like you shouldn't even be here. What do you do with that? Number 5, I don't know what to do. I'm struggling with the pressure to do well in all of my classes and my sport. Everyone is expecting me to do well, but all I can do is just stay in bed and scroll through my phone. My parents will kill me if I get a B, and my coach is expecting big things from me this Saturday at the game. I'm going to fail everything. So that feeling of going to fail everything, that feeling of all this pressure from yourself, from your parents, from your coach, from your friends, how are you going to manage that? And then finally, scenario number 6, in 8th grade, Stephen and I always got hundreds. Now that we are in AP together, he still gets A's, but now I'm getting B's. It's annoying because he will be disappointed with his 94%. Meanwhile, the rest of the class is getting 70s and 80s. And when someone asks him for help, he just thinks that they're trying to copy off of him. I don't know how to deal with him. So, friends and differences from 8th grade to freshman year, how are you going to deal with these changing grades, and if somebody surpasses you or if somebody's not cooperative, how are you going to deal with all that? So these are 6 scenarios that are designed to help you navigate your way and prepare yourself for some obstacles that you may face. I will say that I've edited almost all of these, or all of these to a certain extent. Some of them I've created myself, so they're not exactly like Andrew Sharos's questions, but they were designed off of that original idea. Alright, so go ahead and move on to the rest of the videos to see how you, after thinking about how you would handle these, let's see what I have to say about it, and we'll see if that matches up. And hopefully you learn something so that you know what you can do to get where you need to be.